Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft. Joining me right now is Arun Swaminathan. He's the CEO of Coya Therapeutics. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is COYA on Nasdaq. And Coya Therapeutics will be presenting at our upcoming investor conference, the Planet MicroCap Showcase Vegas, in partnership with MicroCap Club, taking place April 22 through 24, 2025. For more information, to register for our in-person event to meet Arun, see Coya, please register to attend at planetmicrocapshowcase.com. And with that, Arun, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
Good, Robert. How are you?
We are great. Just getting geared up here for an awesome event in Vegas where you will be presenting and joining us. But, funny enough, this is actually our first time doing an interview together. So can you start us off with a quick overview and history of the company?
Yeah, so I'll start with the history. Coya was founded by our founding CEO, Howard Berman, through a personal passion. His dad, towards the end of his life, had dementia. So he took him to see one of the top leading specialists, Dr. Stanley Appel at Houston Methodist. And I'll fast forward the conversation from there led to the creation of Coya. Howard was passionate about making a difference for patients that suffer from neurodegenerative diseases, and that was the creation of Coya. So what we do at Coya is we continue Howard's vision. Our vision at Coya is to make these devastating neurodegenerative diseases like ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, frontotemporal dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, make them all livable diseases where patients can live a normal life. That is our vision, that's our dream, and we believe that we're making the right progress towards making that dream a reality. So in short, we're a company focused on neurodegenerative diseases, and we do this in a scientific manner by really addressing the immune system and the regulatory T cells.
Let's dig on that a little further. So what would you say makes your approach unique and different when compared to current standard of care, as well as maybe some of your peers out there that are also trying to solve some of these issues out there?
First, Bob, as far as ALS goes, the current standard of care is very limited. There are two products that are approved that barely work. The patients continue to deteriorate, and the average ALS patient unfortunately dies 3 to 4 years from diagnosis. Frontotemporal dementia has 0 approved therapies from the FDA. So we at Coya are in a space where there's not much competition, unfortunately, for patients. Why are we differentiated? It is our science. We truly understand the mechanism. We believe that addressing neuroinflammation is the key to addressing these diseases. So we put out the fire up front so it doesn't spread, if I have to make a simplistic statement. And that is what differentiates us. A second thing that differentiates us is that we have recognized that with these diseases, one size does not fit all. So you have to take a combination approach. Not that different from, for example, diabetic patients that take more than one medicine to manage their diabetes, HIV patients that take a cocktail of drugs to manage, oncology, cancer patients that take a cocktail of drugs to manage. Same way we believe that neurodegenerative diseases need a combination strategy. So our target, which is targeting regulatory T cells upfront and doing this through a combination strategy, are the two key differentiators that sets us apart from the other people in the field.
Very good. All right, so where were we at in the clinic? Recent results, let's go through it.
Yeah, so we have had early clinical data from investigator-initiated trials in both ALS, as well as with one of the components of our lead molecule, Coya 302, in mild to moderate Alzheimer's disease patients as well. I'll give you the high level. What we saw was remarkable in both these studies, and that's what gives us a lot of confidence in the success of our larger clinical trials, and hopefully being able to get to our dream, which is to transform the lives of these patients. In ALS, at 6 months, what we saw in this investigator-initiated trial is that the combination of low-dose interleukin-2 and CTLA-4, which is the combination we're pursuing, stopped the progression of ALS at 6 months. And at 1 year, there was a 1 point approximately decline in the score called ALS-FRS. This is remarkable, Bob, and the reason is this. Today, on that score, people decline about 1 point a month. So 6 points in 6 months, 12 points in 12 months. What does that mean? 6 points is the difference between walking with a cane versus being on a wheelchair, as an example. 12 points difference between walking with a cane and being on a ventilator. And I told you we saw no decline at 6 months and very minimal decline, 1 point at 12 months. This is remarkable. This, if it plays out in a bigger trial, essentially means we may have a path to stopping the progression of ALS in patients. So that was in ALS. With low-dose interleukin-2 alone, one of the components of our main program, in mild to moderate Alzheimer's disease, in a once-a-month dosing arm, what we saw again is that we stopped cognitive decline at 5 months, measured by the score called ADAS-Cog, which is an FDA-accepted score, but also through other measures. Again, remarkable. What is consistent about our clinical data through these investigator-initiated trials to date is that we are seeing that we're stopping the progression of neurodegenerative diseases. Small number of patients, 40-some in Alzheimer's disease, but it makes us feel very confident that our scientific approach is playing out, because stopping cognitive decline or stopping ALS are not things anybody has shown to date.
Absolutely. They're just absolutely devastating diseases. So any progress that can be made is just absolutely paramount, of course. So close this out here today, Arun. From what you can tell us, actually, if you go on your website right now, you have you just updated your presentation, looks like yesterday, and you have a nice slide here about key catalysts and milestones for 2025. So from what you can tell us, kind of looking at the slide here, can you give us kind of the main points here for folks to better understand?
Yes, we announced previously that we're advancing a combination called Coya 303, which is a combination of our Coya 301 with the GLP-1 agonists, these weight loss drugs. The weight loss drugs have independently shown promise in lowering the progression of dementia and the onset of dementia. I'm talking drugs like Wegovy, Mounjaro, right, the weight loss drugs. What we have is intellectual property that says that combining a GLP-1 with our asset is synergistic, essentially 1 + 1 better than 2. So we will have that publication coming out this quarter, second quarter, sometime soon. And so we will be sharing that with the market. It's going to be a key milestone. And we believe that Coya 303 has good value creating potential for Coya beyond everything else we're doing today. Second, I mentioned the mild to moderate Alzheimer's disease trial, the investigator-initiated trial. We'll have some additional single-cell proteomics data. The gist of it is that these are all data that are going to support fundamentally that our science is doing what it's supposed to do, that we're changing inflammation at the cellular level. We should have that early second half of this year. We have an ongoing investigator trial in a small number of frontotemporal dementia patients. We anticipate having top-line results from that in the second half of this year as well. We also plan to submit the IND to initiate our potentially registrational phase 2b study in ALS in the second quarter of this year, so somewhere in this quarter, and then subsequently initiating that trial as well. So lots happening. And in addition to that, we have other milestones that may happen that we can't particularly guide to, such as we're always constantly talking to and looking for value-creating business development deals. And obviously, we can't guide to that, but if any of those happens, we will obviously disclose those to the market as well.
Very good. Well, Arun covered a lot here today. So to close this out, for more information, where can folks go to get everything they need to know on the Coya Therapeutics story?
Sure. I mean, we're a public company, as you said. So COYA, follow us. A website, coyatherapeutics.com. We are also relatively active in LinkedIn and some of the social media, and on X as well. So follow Coya on all these social media channels. And of course, being a public company, all our SEC documents are public, and obviously people can go and find those through our website, through our investor relations page as well.
Very good. All right. Well, Arun, with that, thank you so much for joining me today. Really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I'll see you in Vegas.
Thank you, Bob. Look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. See ya.